Glad you can join the hustle and bustle of the NFL offseason. Owners' meetings are taking center stage to ponder and vote on potential rules changes for the upcoming year. Some things changed for the evolution of the game. Some changed for the illusion of player safety. Some considered for the glorious rush of the almighty dollar. Let's be real, it's usually for the dollar with the NFL. But there are major rule changes coming this year. Look out for them in a football game near you. The Tush Push to me is a look into a football fan's Overton window. It's got an incredible divide between its supporters and critics. If you support it, you enjoy what is in essence pure football. Sweaty men pushing forwards in trench warfare in the hopes of securing precious yardage. If you hate it, you need to be put to death. In Madden, Matt LaFleur and Raheem Morris in particular have been vocal about hating the play. I believe we should ban the Packers and Falcons from playing football, but it's not my prerogative to do so. Here's my solution to everyone crying up a storm about this. Get good. You ever notice that there's only one team that can do it consistently? And even they have trouble with it sometimes? Makes you think, doesn't it? Yet it's not just about it being unfair. There's no evidence whatsoever that this play causes injuries, but it's all about that player safety straw man they throw out there in these situations. They want to add an 18th game in play in Dubai. Sean McDermott's talking about protecting his men, yet he ran the play with regularity during the season? Yes, player safety indeed. Fortunately, it's still alive for now. They've chosen to take this proposal and push it to a future meeting. Yet with the way that Ginger Hammer's talking, it'll probably get banned because league executives hate football. Why do they hate football? Another major emphasis of hating football is in the kickoff. Last year's major change to UFL rules had a mixed reception, yet they want to prevent dead plays. In this case, touchbacks. There were more returns and fewer injuries in 2024 than 2023, but it's not enough to have the league satisfied. For the last time, the old kickoff isn't coming back. Not with the evidence of fewer concussions to stave off the NFLPA. But we are getting our touchbacks rewarding offenses even more than before. Now going from the 30 to the 35-yard line. So in 2-minute drills, a team just has to go about 25 yards to be in field goal range. There's really no need to further punish for touchbacks. Just move the kickoff back 5 or 10 yards. We're at the 30-yard line before. Why not do that instead of push touchbacks 5 yards from where you could get it if you were to just kick it out of bounds? Maybe I'm not getting the bigger picture. After all, people are paid a lot of money to research this, so they're probably right. Everyone's still bitter about that damn Bills-Chiefs playoff game a few years ago. Once again, if you give up about 50 yards in 13 seconds with the lead, you don't deserve to win. The cat's out of the bag and playoff overtime rules have been neutered for the sake of so-called fairness. It was only a matter of time before the regular season rules were changed in tandem. The game's no longer over if there's a touchdown on the first possession. The opposing team will get the ball to respond. Great, but only one question. If both teams are getting a possession, why are there still 10-minute periods? All we're gonna see are the Chiefs and Eagles grind out 9+ minute drives to leave their opposition shit out of luck. Prepare for more ties. The NBA suffered blow after repeated blow for the past half-decade. None of them more painful than the NFL's war on Christmas. Once the Shield realized that they have a near entirety of the country in the palm of their hand on that day, it was over. Why watch endlessly chucked threes when you can watch football? Paid subscription to a streaming service. 2 Wednesday games aren't enough to distract us from the horrible reality of our annoying families. The NFL scheduling 3 of them on December 25th from this point forward. All of them on streaming services. Basketball must have stolen football's prom date in high school. The Shield's taking this personally. And they'll bury them alive with nothing but maggots to eat their flesh. You will accept the Chiefs on your television every Christmas and watch with a smile on your face. God, I love capitalism. Everyone loves Thursday Night Football. It's definitely not reviled by the fans and especially not the athletes. There may be evidence that playing on 3 days rest leads to frequent injury, but the player safety strawman means nothing when there's money to be made. Last year, the Bengals and Broncos game was flexed to TNF, and they're hoping for more for the sake of ratings. This year, only 3 weeks instead of 4 are needed for such a flexing. The switches will still be eligible between weeks 13 and 17, so the traditional Titans-Jaguars Thursday night slop fest will not be affected. Give it enough time and we'll have plenty of Friday night international football too. An era is now over. The chain gang will be relegated to a ceremonial position from this point forward. Instead of physical measurements in the legendary index card, all first downs will now be spotted by Sony's Hawkeye technology. This rule change is happening for one play and one play alone. You know which one. Even if those cameras couldn't see the ball, they want to make sure it won't happen again. We know it probably will because nothing ever comes easy. Farewell, chain gang relevance. It was nice knowing you. Glad to see the NFL's evolving into the 21st century. Took them long enough. The NFL's being dragged into the modern era kicking and screaming, especially with replay. In addition to first down measurements, more replay assistance has been granted in 2025. Do you believe ref ball's afoot? Well, this change can challenge such offenses for the benefit of the game. Good in theory, but there are several problems. It won't add penalties that aren't called on the field, so there will be plenty of heinous shenanigans to go around for our liking. And my main concern is if their hubris will prevent reversals like they did with that half-ass pass interference review. Ref ball, anything's possible. All this, yet they still won't add a Sky Judge. Please, NFL, the Sky Judge fucking works. It'll prevent so much unnecessary heartache that happens due to human error. I know for certain one thing that won't be overruled by replay assistance, however. Taunting penalties. There are children watching this glorious sport. They can't have people staring or pointing on the field. They can't simulate brandishing a gun or firing into a crowd. Okay, that one's a bit too far. We can't let the league be overtaken by sexual taunting.
Dad, go.
Man, I think I found my next fantasy football team name. But seriously, think of the children, guys. The children! They need to be able to watch alcohol and gambling ads in peace. It shall be a point of emphasis until all taunting ceases in this fine league. Even something as innocuous as wiping their noses. Which is a gang symbol. Point taken. Final big change for this coming year comes with NFL free agency. Before this time, teams could only contact the player's agent if they wanted to talk before free agency started. Now they'll be able to meet with up to 5 players in this period. Getting rid of the middleman should make things more efficient, right? What you've just heard are the major rule changes taking place for 2025. Good or bad for the game, the Shield will march on and we'll still watch because we have nothing else going on in our lives. But there's still rule proposals that don't get to see the light of day. For example, there was one proposed by the Lions where holding penalties on the defense wouldn't result in automatic first downs. That was flagged since everyone would just get mugged to death as a result. Another proposed wildcard seeding based on wins instead of being a division winner. Tradition wisely lives on here, and this was shelved for a future date. How will these changes fare? Who knows, but the NFL doesn't like to be wrong. As such, this video's been flagged for taunting.